Hey guys, so what we're going to do today is we're going to demo CloudFoundry running Minecraft in a Docker container. And then the Docker container will be storing all of its data on Scale.io first to start out with, and then what we're going to follow up with is Isilon. And our CloudFoundry is running on a dual cloud environment. So what we have is we have a rack HD using bare servers, bare metal servers, and then we have vSphere running the control plane of CloudFoundry. First, what we're going to do is we're going to show you the CLI CF version is 6.21. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and push that Minecraft app. We're going to give it no root because we need to attach a TCP root as well as our Scale.io service. And we're going to give it the -o flag, which is for the Docker image it's going to use from Docker Hub. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go check out our services. We've already created a Scale.io volume. That uses a Scale.io service broker, which we'll jump into later on in one of our future videos. What we're going to do is we're going to take that service and bind it to MineCraft. It's actually attaching a Scale.io volume to that application to use. And then what we're going to do is we're going to map a TCP route to the application and start that application. TCP runs over 255.6.5. That's the port. And there should be another video for that for TCP routing. Now we're starting the app, and it's actually downloading the Docker container from Docker Hub and actually running that on CloudFoundry. And our CloudFoundry again is on rack HD, so this is actually running a container on bare metal. Much better for density of your actual container and runtime in CloudFoundry. So you can see it's running the services. We can see Scale.io is actually bound to the Minecraft app, and our Minecraft is running. So now we can go check it out with our Minecraft client. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to directly connect to our Minecraft. That's the route I map to Minecraft, the application in CloudFoundry. Logging in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually build up a Scale.io sign so we can show that the actual data inside of Minecraft is going to persist. So rather than give you the heartache of showing you that, there it is. It's all done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go check out our app again. Minecraft's still running, which is expected. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go and try to check out what's actually in that container now. So inside of there, we can see that our Minecraft is actually mapped out to a Scale.io volume using the Scale.io service broker. And then underneath that volume is a Skinny A actual block device, which is a Scale.io specific type of device. Skinny A, Skinny B, they're all Scale.io devices. So if we actually go cat out our player data, you'll see we actually have some data inside of there. So then we're just going to exit this, and what we're going to do is we're going to kill our Minecraft. So essentially think we are actually deleting the application, but we're not deleting the storage. So the storage is still left on CloudFoundry at this point. It's that Scale.io volume. We have not deleted that volume. So notice it's still there. There's our Scale.io instance. It's not bound to any application though. So now we're going to repush Minecraft, again the same commands, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rebind that volume to it. And what this is doing is it's taking that volume that we created, that Scale.io sign on, and it's actually going to map it to the Minecraft application, and then we can restart Minecraft and it'll almost be a seamless kind of migration from one version of Minecraft to the next. We're restarting it. And now on the left hand side we've got our restart command, and on the right hand side we've got our client, our Minecraft client. So rejoin that server, same IP, same address, and there's our sign. So that proves that we actually persisted data on Scale.io. And so now what I want to do is I want to go back into that container and show you that it's actually the same exact Scale.io volume. So if you actually look at that UUID there, the F46, that's the same thing as we saw earlier. And if you wanted to, you could actually, I'm going to show you the data. It could actually, you could determine that the data is actually the same as well. Still Skinny A. But if you notice here, if you scroll back in the video, the container host name is actually different. So it's actually different containers now that are running. This is a totally different container, but all that kind of mapping of the block device has been done for you through CloudFoundry. Here's that data I was talking about, the player data. And if you go back in the video as well, you can actually compare that this data is probably the same as the last one, hopefully. And so what we're going to show next is we're going to show this with Isilon. So we're going to unbind that Scale.io volume, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rebind an Isilon volume. So I'm not even taking down the application, I'm just changing the storage behind the application. So I'm unbinding that service from MineCraft. This is scale.io volume. And then we already have an Isilon volume. So we're going to bind the Isilon volume to the MineCraft application. This is all these volumes come from service brokers, which we will have another video on. The EMC Dojo wrote the brokers. And so now we're just restarting MineCraft with the new storage. Now we're using Isilon, a totally different EMC product, storage product. Again, this is pulling Docker from the Docker Hub, our image. You can set it up with your own private Docker repo if you want that instead. This is the easiest way though, is with just Docker Hub. And now I'm going to show you that the service now, Isilon service, is actually bound to the MineCraft app. So now if we go back, we play this. Now this application is a little different, and inside of this application what I did was earlier in time I made an Isilon sign. So you can see that this is a totally different picture, totally different thing, and I'm using the same exact user. So this is actually persisting data, and you can, if I wanted to, I could go back and plug in that scale.io volume and you'd see the scale.io sign. Now what we're going to do is we're going to just SSH back into that container, and you'll see that the scale.io volume is now gone from the container, and what you'll see is that the Isilon service is still there, or is now there. So there's that Isilon service, and that's from the Isilon service broker. And so if we go look in that folder, we're going to have that player data. And so we actually persisted everything. So if you enjoyed this video and are looking to learn more, we're going to have extra videos about how to provision CloudFoundry on bare metal, so an actual server instead of using vCenter. In that video, we'll talk about Rack HD a little bit, and we can also talk a little bit in that video about how we can run multiple clouds. So think, how do I have a private portion to my CloudFoundry, and how do I have a public portion of my CloudFoundry? Then what we'll go into is we'll have another video on TCP routing, so how to run things besides web apps on CloudFoundry, right? We're running MineCraft on CloudFoundry, so how do we do that? And finally, what we'll go over is how to enable persistence. So in this video, you saw Isilon and scale.io. How do we get those service brokers? How did we write them? Where can you get them? And how do you set them up and use them? So please stay tuned. Check out the EMC Dojo on GitHub or our website, dojoblog.emc.com. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.